Dear students, in our today's lecture, we will study about stoichiometric equation, that is the complete combustion equation, enthalpy of formation, as well as first law applied to reacting system. So these topics we will cover here in our today's lecture. Already in our last class we have discussed about the complete combustion, and as we know that in the reactive mixtures, it is very important that you should know what is the combustion and how the complete combustion occurs. So as we already know that in a combustion process, when the fuel is completely oxidized, the combustion is said to be complete. Okay, means because there is a reaction with the some elements as well as the oxygen, so that reaction is called the combustion. For example, as we know that the fuel contains carbon and hydrogen, so carbon will react with the oxygen, then it will form carbon dioxide. It may also form carbon monoxide, but if the carbon is burned to carbon dioxide, then it is called as the complete combustion. Similarly, if hydrogen which is reacting with the oxygen, it is reduced to water, then it is called as the complete combustion. So if we take this example C plus O2, and this carbon which is reacting with the oxygen, and if it is forming carbon dioxide, then it is called the complete combustion. Similarly, if there is the presence of the hydrogen, and this hydrogen will react with the oxygen, and if it is forming H2O, we can make it balance twice H2, and here also twice H2O. So because here the hydrogen gas is receiving or combining with the oxygen to form H2O, so it is reduced in water. If it is happening, then it is called the complete combustion. Means complete combustion means when the fuel is completely oxidized. This term is important. When the fuel is completely oxidized, oxidized means completely will react with the oxygen. There is the avalanche or the availability of oxygen in sufficient amount to react. Then combustion is called as the complete combustion. So the balanced equation for the complete combustion of fuel is called the stoichiometric equation, because we write the equation for the complete combustion and the equation written in balance. Here we are going to write C plus O2 turns to this is CO2. Similarly, twice H2 plus O2, it is equals to twice H2O. So actually these are the balanced equations for the combustion. Then these equations are called as stoichiometric equation. Okay. Now for the first reaction, which is C plus O2 tends to CO2, which is forming the carbon dioxide, that can be written in the different bases. So first we are writing on the mole basis. So if the 1 mole of carbon is taken, which will react with 1 mole of oxygen, then it will form 1 mole of CO2. So this can be written on the mole basis. Similarly, on volume basis, if we take 1 volume of the carbon, which will react 1 volume of the oxygen, and it will form 1 volume of the carbon dioxide. Similarly, on mass basis, because here we will take the molecular weight. So 12 kg of carbon, because the molecular weight of carbon is 12, so we are taking 12 kg of carbon plus 32 kg of oxygen. So when 12 kg of carbon will react with 32 kg of oxygen, it will form 44 kg of carbon dioxide, because 44 kg here is the molecular weight of carbon dioxide gas. So and when we divide it here by 12 in this equation, so it will become 1 kg of carbon dioxide plus 8 by 3 kg of oxygen. Then it will form 11 by 3 kg of carbon dioxide. So this can be written on mass basis. 1 kg, if we are taking 1 kg of carbon, then it will require 8 by 3 kg of oxygen. Then it will form 11 by 3 kg of carbon dioxide. It is written on the mass basis. Similarly, for water, we can also write the equation like this. So here we can see the 2 moles of the reactants, 2 moles of the products are being produced by the 3 moles of the reactant, because 2 moles of the hydrogen and 1 mole of oxygen. So these are the 3 moles of the reactant, then it is giving only 2 moles of the hydrogen. So this is also the balanced equation or the stoichiometric equation. So these are the equations which can be written in general form on the molar basis. Then Na into A. Na is the number of moles of the element A multiplied by the element A plus Nb into B plus Nc into C, etc. And this reaction will produce the products which may be Nl into L plus Nm into M, etc. So in general form, the stoichiometric equation can be written here like this. For any equation, we can write in this form. Now, if we talk the incomplete equation, what is called the incomplete equation? So, incomplete equation of the carbon fuel and in which the carbon is not getting the sufficient amount of oxygen. We can see here the carbon is getting carbon is reacting with half O2, that it will forming the carbon monoxide. So in actual process, what happens? There is usually CO in the products. When we there is the reaction of the fuels, we can take the example of the some engine, or you can take the example of the boiler furnace, etc. So carbon monoxide is also present there. Not only we can say only always there is a reaction of the carbon oxygen and it is forming the carbon dioxide. It is not necessary. Carbon monoxide is also present in the mixture. So what happens, because if the carbon is not getting sufficient amount of oxygen, or maybe it is not getting sufficient amount of time to react carbon or the oxygen with the carbon, because of these two reasons, there may be the incomplete combustion equation, and then it will form the carbon monoxide, not the carbon dioxide. Then this combustion is called as the incomplete combustion. We also discussed this in our last class. Then these two ratios are mostly used in the different mixtures, so called as the air fuel ratio and equivalent ratio. So air fuel ratio is defined as the ratio of the mass of the air to the mass of the fuel. Mass of the air to the mass of the fuel. So this is called the air fuel ratio. If we take the ratio of mass of air, whatever the amount of air we are taking, and to the mass of the fuel to burn or to react with the fuel, then it is called the MAYMF, air fuel ratio. Just to be reverse it, if we write mass of fuel in the numerator and mass of air in the denominator, then it will become the fuel air ratio. So mostly we use the air fuel ratio. Sometimes it is also required. We can also use the fuel air ratio. If you see this reaction, C3H8 plus 5O2 plus 18.8 N2, and if it is given the products 3CO2 plus 4H2 plus 18.8 N2, if we consider this reaction and we write for this reaction the air fuel ratio, so how we can write here this equation? So you can see here we will write the mass of air for the air fuel ratio. First we write on in the numerator mass of air to the mass of the fuel. So for this equation, if we write the mass of air, because the air contains oxygen as well as nitrogen, we will write here mass of air. Air means 5 plus 18.8 moles, because in this equation 5 moles are of the oxygen being used and 18.8 moles of the nitrogen are being used. So 5 plus 88, this is the part of the air which is taking part in this reaction. So 5 plus 18.8 moles of the air divided by mass of 1 mole of C3H8. तो इसमें हम इसका लेंगे, तो देखिए देखेंगे C3H8, दिस इज द पार्ट ऑफ द रिएक्टेंट. हाँ, तो इसमें लिखेंगे हम, ये हमारा कितना हो गया, दिस इज मास ऑफ 1 मोल ऑफ C3H8. So this is 44. So when you write here 5 plus 18.8 into 29 divided by 44, so that will give you 15.686. So in this way, we can find the air fuel ratio. And if we write it's a reciprocal, then we will get the fuel air ratio. 1 divided by 15, it will give you the fuel air ratio. So in this way we can write the air fuel ratio for any equation.
सर
Some okay, sometime
सर ये
x
प्रोडक्ट सर ये 18.8 जो है सर वो प्रोडक्ट में भी तो है सर, उसे भी ले सकते हैं।
where 18.8,
यस सर, प्रोडक्ट में भी तो है सर।
but actually it is 18.8 it is being added here and it is being rejected here. We
ओके
are
सर।
we are writing equation for only for the reaction. Okay,
यस
in
सर।
the reaction, what amount of the air is required to burn the fuel? In any reaction, what
ओके सर।
amount of air is required? Because air fuel ratio, because fuel is there, air is there. You can take the example of the air fuel mixture which is prepared in the carburetor of the petrol engine. So in the petrol engine, what happens? We take the fuel is the petrol, and air is the atmospheric air. So these two are the elements which are taking part in the air fuel mixture.
यस सर।
You getting my point?
यस सर।
Okay. So sometime what happens, excess air is also used or supplied because in the combustion, if the sufficient amount of supply is not there, then it may form the carbon monoxide in place of the carbon dioxide. So sometime excess air is also supplied, and it means the amount of air supplied in excess to the theoretically needed air to burn the fuel completely. कई बार हम समझते हैं कि हम जितना एयर सप्लाई कर रहे हैं दैट इज द थ्योरेटिकल अमाउंट रिक्वायर्ड। अगर हम यहाँ से निकाला कि हमारा इतने इसमें 18.5 प्लस 18.8 मीन्स 23.8, 23.8 moles of air is required. Okay, chemical for the chemical reaction, 23.8 moles of air, 5 plus 18 is required per mole of the fuel. So actually theoretically 23.8 moles are required to burn this C3H8. This is the theoretical part, but sometimes even supplying this amount of air, the combustion may not be the complete combustion, that equation may not be the complete combustion, because there may be other reasons, maybe because of the proper mixing or not availability or the space or the time factor, etc. The equation may not be the complete combustion equation. So we also supply the excess amount of air, which the purpose of which is which is to burn the fuel completely. हमारा पर्पज क्या होता है कि हमारा जो फ्यूल है वो completely burn होना चाहिए, जितना theoretical amount required है अगर उससे भी हमारे combustion complete नहीं हो रहा है तो हमको excess amount of air we have to supply there. Okay, then there are three terms. Lean mixture. Lean mixture means less fuel than stoichiometric. Theoretically हमने देखा कि हमारा जो stoichiometric है उसमें theoretically हमें fuel के लिए कितना amount of air है, so we can find the air fuel ratio, that is the theoretical one. बट अगर हम इससे अगर हम एयर सप्लाई कर रहे हैं वो कम है, लेस लीन मिक्सचर मीन्स लेस फ्यूल देन स्टोइकोमेट्रिक, उससे हम कम फ्यूल दे रहे हैं तो हमारा कैसा हो जाएगा, लीन हो जाएगा मिक्सचर। Which mixture if we are supplying the more amount than the required? Okay, suppose we are taking air fuel ratio, for example, air fuel ratio, and then let it is 15 raised to 1. So 15 raised to 1, that is the theoretically required, theoretically or chemically correct mixture. So this can be called as the chemically correct or the stoichiometry. But if the fuel is giving being given is less, suppose we are taking in place of 1 we are giving suppose 0.98, 0.95 or zero point 0.9, or we can increase this ratio. 15 means if the ratio is less, ratio is more than this, ratio will increase. If we decrease the amount of fuel, then this ratio will increase. So if the ratio is more than this, or we can say we are giving the less supply of the fuel, then the mixture is called like the lean mixture. Suppose in comparison to this is A by F equal to 15. Suppose if this A by F is greater than 15, A by F greater than 15, it means fuel supply is less for this amount of air. So this mixture will become the lean mixture. Similarly, if A by F or air fuel ratio is less than 15, because this is the chemically correct or the stoichiometric, it is stoichiometric. Stoichiometric. This is called the chemically correct. Okay. So if this AYF is less than 15, it means the more fuel is there. Here in this case, fuel will be more. If we are adding more fuel, then this ratio will become less than 15. In this case, the fuel is less. Fuel is less. So this will become, this will increase. This will increase. This mixture will become the rich mixture. Rich mixture. The more appropriate term, more study we will do in case of the IC engine subject, in the, I think in the sixth semester. But when we prepare the air fuel mixture, suppose हम पेट्रोल ले रहे हैं और उसमें एयर मिक्स कर रहे हैं, तो अगर हमारे पास जितना केमिकली रिक्वायर्ड है, यदि हम फ्यूल उसमें कम सप्लाई करेंगे, कम फ्यूल मिक्स करेंगे, तो AYF की वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगी एंड दैट विल बिकम द लीन मिक्सचर. And if we are supplying the more amount of the fuel with the required amount of the air का amount constant है, हम fuel की supply का बढ़ा रहे हैं, fuel mix ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं, तो fuel हमारे पास rich हो जाएगा, तो fuel is rich. That mixture is called as the rich mixture. Okay. Now we are going to take the term called as the enthalpy of formation. Enthalpy of formation. So, an enthalpy datum for the study of reacting system can be established by assigning arbitrarily a value of 0 to the enthalpy of the stable elements at a state is called the standard reference state, defined by T reference equal to 298.15 and PR reference equal to 180 m. Actually, here we have to define a datum for the enthalpy of formation. Then there will be some reaction between the reactants, then it will form the product. So what amount of the enthalpy, that is also in the other term we can say the amount of heat released or heat absorbed. So it requires an enthalpy datum. For that enthalpy datum, the state is called the standard reference state, which is correspond to the T reference, means the reference temperature, that is 298.15 Kelvin, or you can say 25 degrees centigrade. That is the atmospheric temperature, and pressure is the 180 m pressure. So the standard reference state is that to which the zero enthalpy being assigned. The enthalpy is the value of zero. एंथैल्पी यहाँ पर क्या होगा, हमारा जो एंथैल्पी का वैल्यू हमने जीरो लिया है, जैसे रेफरेंस स्टेट, and this is for this reference state, the temperature is 25 degrees centigrade, pressure is 180 m, and for the stable elements at that state, at which the elements are stable. So at this standard reference state, how we define the enthalpy of formation? So enthalpy of formation is defined as the energy released or absorbed. Enthalpy of formation is defined as the energy released or absorbed when chemical compound is formed from its elements. When chemical compound is formed from its elements, if the temperature and pressure of the reactants and products, when the or if the temperature and pressure of the reactants and products are at the reference state, means when the chemical reaction will take place, when the temperature and pressure of the reactants and products are at the reference state, it means temperature will be 25 degrees centigrade and pressure will be 180 m, and the reaction will occur. So that energy released or absorbed at this state, chemical reaction will take place. So either there may be release of the energy, or there may be absorption of the energy. So that the reaction may be called as the, either it may be the exothermic or maybe the endothermic. Endothermic reaction will absorb some energy. Exothermic will release some energy. But the state will be at the temperature of 25 degrees centigrade and the pressure of 180 m. It state is called the reference state. So in other words, we can say the enthalpy of a compound at the standard reference state is the enthalpy of formation, which is written as HF एच एफ बार डिग्री, इसको हम इससे डिनोट करते हैं। So enthalpy of formation is the energy released or absorbed when chemical compound is formed from its elements if the temperature and pressure of the reactants and products are at the reference state, and for which we can take a reaction. So this time taking here. So if we can consider, suppose there is a there is a chamber in which the reaction is being taken place. Enthalpy of formation. Enthalpy of formation. Now here we can take the control volume as well as the control surface. Suppose this is inside is the control volume, and which is covered by the surface called as the control surface. That this is the control surface, and the reaction will occur here. So you can say this is the control surface. This is considered CS. It is control volume. This can be written as CV. Now here you will see that some reactants are there, and suppose we are applying here for one equation that is called the, suppose carbon is reacting with oxygen, then it will form carbon dioxide. So we can write enthalpy of formation for this reaction. Then here the reactants are the carbon and the oxygen both. So let this is carbon, and there is the also availability of the oxygen. So C and O2, these are the reactant. So we can write, because this reaction will occur at the reference state. So we will write here reactants at standard reference state, or we can see at reference state. So when we write here the reference state, it means temperature will be 25 degrees centigrade and pressure is 1 atm. This is the reference state. Now, by this reaction, it will form the product. This is the carbon dioxide gas. So this is the product. So this will also be at the reference state. So we will write here product at reference state. It means reactants and products both are at reference state. So the temperature and pressure conditions are same. Temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. Pressure is 1 atm here. Okay. Now by this reaction, suppose the energy released, maybe this is the exothermic reaction. So let this is can be written as QCB. This amount of energy is being released by this reaction. So for this reaction, now suppose we are going to write considering HR and HP as the enthalpies for the reactants as well as the products. So if we assume HR, here R is the suffix which indicates the reactants. So if HR and HP, here HP, P indicates the P suffix indicates the products. Refer to the reactants and product respectively. Then we can write then HR plus QCB, and that will be equal to HP. Means HR, that the reaction, these are the reactants, and because of the reaction, then it will release some energy, and that is equal to HP, as we have also studied from the first law of thermodynamics. From the first law of thermodynamics, we can write this equation. Now on rate form, this can be written as on a molar basis as well as on mass basis, on molar and mass basis. So here you will see, first we will write on the molar basis. On the molar basis for the reactants, this is R, and we will write here Ni dot and Hi bar. This is for the Ni, the number of moles of the reactants at the inlet side. Hi is the enthalpy. Okay. Similarly, this will be and plus QCB, and this will give you product for the HP. We can write this is P. Number of moles of the product is Ne into He bar. That is the equation number you can take 1. Actually, we have written here this form, or this form is written here, but it is in the rate form. Here we have taken Ni is the number of moles of the reactants at the inlet side, Hi is the enthalpy of formation, and QCB is the amount of energy released. Then this is equal to, for the product, HP. This can also be written on the mass basis. On the mass basis, we can write this is again summation R. This is in place of N we write Mi. So Mi dot into Hi plus Q dot Cv, and that is equal to this is summation P Me He bar. That this is equation number 2. They are nothing but actually this is the representation either on the mass basis or the mole basis. Now for our reaction, C plus O2 tends to CO2. So we will write the equation for this chemical reaction. Hence, here the products are carbon as well as oxygen. So here we can write for this reaction, suppose number of moles of the carbon N dot C into enthalpy formation H bar C plus uh, oxygen is there, so N bar O2 is the number of moles of the oxygen into H bar O2 is the enthalpy of formation of this oxygen plus this Q dot Cv. This is the part we have written here for the reactants, and that will be equal to, because in the product we are getting only the carbon dioxide, so we will write the N dot CO2, number of moles of the CO2, multiply by H bar CO2. And if we divide this N by this N bar CO2 is whole equation, then we can write H bar CO2 will be equal to, we will divide this whole equation. So this we can also write Q dot Cv by N dot CO2 plus N dot C by N dot CO2 into H bar C plus N dot O2 divided by N dot CO2 into H bar, this is O2. Now, in this reaction, carbon and oxygen are the stable elements at the reference state. So, since carbon and oxygen are stable elements at the reference state, reference state means you can say here that is at the 25 degree centigrade and 1 atm. At this condition, carbon and oxygen, they are the stable elements. And because the at this state, this is called the standard reference state, and at this state, their enthalpy is zero. We have considered this is a zero enthalpy state. Okay, so we will write then here this is H bar C, that is equal to uh, H bar O2, H bar C as well as H bar O2, and actually these are the parts of the reactant, so HR, and we are assigning giving this value to 0. So in this equation, from this equation, this H bar O2 this will become 0, this H bar C this will become 0, then it gives us H bar CO2 will be equal to Q dot Cv upon N dot CO2, and this can also be written as this is Q dot Cv whole upon N dot, we can see this is the product, N dot C, this is upon product, because we are writing it is for the carbon dioxide. So this is called the enthalpy of formation. Also, the value obtained for this reaction, the heat release obtained for this reaction, this value is minus 393 522 kilojoules per kg mole. So this can also be written as this Q dot Cv upon N dot CO2. This is equal to Q dot Cv also can be written as N dot. This is the for the product, and the energy released is this value is minus 393 522 kilojoules per kg mole. So this is called the enthalpy of formation. This is called the enthalpy of formation. Enthalpy of formation. And it is at the standard reference state at 25 degree centigrade temperature and the 1 atm pressure, and this enthalpy of formation is represented by HF bar degree, this rotation. So can be written also as HF bar degree, and because it is for the product CO2, so we will write here suffix is the CO2, and that's equal to, this is, you can write Q dot Cv by n dot CO2, which is equal to Q dot Cv upon n dot P, and minus 393522 kilojoules per kg mole. Okay. So next part we are going to take, that is the reacting system. Okay. First law apply to reacting system. First law apply to reactive systems. So here we will consider the open system, or we can also call it as the steady flow system. Considering an open system, or we can also call it as the steady flow process. Process. So here in this case, we will apply the first law of thermodynamics. So from first law of thermodynamics, we already studied in the one. From first law of thermodynamics, thermodynamics. Uh, we know that, or we can directly apply HR, enthalpy of reactants, plus QCV, and that can be written as HP, enthalpy product, plus WCV. Okay, we have already studied del Q minus del W equal to du, or you can also see dH,
Yes, sir.
steady flow system. Okay, so that can be written as del Q equal to del W plus dH, and dH will be the change of enthalpy. So we have written this equation here from the first law of thermodynamics for the open system. HR plus QCV equal to H plus WCV. And this equation can also be written in the rate form. So in rate form, on molar basis. This can be written as this summation R for the reactants, Ni dot, this is Hi bar, and plus this is the Q dot Cv. This will be equal to, here on right hand side, summation P for the products. Then it is Ne as the exit side, E for the exit side, I for the inlet side, N dot E, then He bar, this is He bar, and plus this is W dot Cv. W means for the work done, QCV, that is the amount of heat added. Okay. On mass basis, we can also write similar equation, summation R. Here this will become Mi dot Hi plus, when we use the mass, then we do not write the bar here. only with the number of moles we write the HI bar. This is the difference. Plus this is Q dot Cv equal to summation P. Now this will become Me dot and He plus W dot Cb in the control volume. So either form we can write. And suppose we are having there is a combustion chamber in which the reaction is being taken place. So suppose this is a control surface and within which there is a control volume. This we are taking for the combustion chamber in which the reaction is being taken place. This is the control surface. This is the control surface CS. This is the control volume, and this actually it is our combustion chamber for any reaction. Okay. Now in this combustion chamber, suppose there are the reactants. This will react. That we are taking n1 number of moles of the reactant 1 and n2 moles of the reactant 2. So these we are going to write here the reactant actually reactants. On the right hand side by the reaction, it will form products, that it is P1 and P2. These are the reactants. Now suppose in this reaction some amount of heat is being added. So that is QCV. This amount of heat is being added, and when the reaction will take place, suppose we are getting some amount of work, that is WCV. Okay. So actually, we are here applying the first law to the reacting system. In this, we are taking some reactants. These reactants will be in the combustion chamber. They will react, but they are taking some amount of heat, by which they are producing some product, and WC amount of work we are getting. So when we apply the first law to this combustion chamber or the reacting system, then the equation can be written in these two forms. First is this in general, and second one is this equation. So in these two forms, we can write the equation for any reactive system with the open system or steady flow process. Okay. Actually, this is all about this reactive system as well as the enthalpy of formation. And next class we will study the enthalpy and internal energy of the reaction, then adiabatic flame temperature and explosion pressure. Actually, one or two terms are left only, and this unit will be over. So I think tomorrow approximately this unit will be over. The class will be held combined. Okay. Any
Yes,
doubt?
sir.
If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will need to end up my class. Because this is actually mainly based on the chemical phenomena involved in there, and not the more experience is required here. Is there any question?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.